Hi, Vieira with stockmarketlive.tv. Today I'm going to address all clients who decided to subscribe to one of our service and the need for you to start with the basic training course. That is to say, regardless of the service that you decided to subscribe to, we decided that the basic training course is going to be part of every single service and the need for you to start with the basic training course. Not the basic training course, the service, but by watching the lessons included in the basic training course. A clear understanding of the methodology before you start investing in the markets. This is of the utmost importance, and I would like to underline this. Having said it, as you are going to become familiar with, the basic training course, it is a series of video lessons recorded live during GoPro IPO, where I explain on different days, step by step, the investment methodology. And this investment methodology, it has been proven to work regardless of stock market conditions. And it has been proven to work for the past 25 years since I decided to create this methodology. And it has been proven to work including on IPOs. And this is precisely the objective when I created the basic training course and this series of video lessons recorded live to teach you how to invest in the markets step by step in a stock IPO, GoPro, without any previous history. Therefore, the methodology that I created, you find on the web, the different rules divided, defined their priority, core rules, and then satellite rules, if we can use that term. And you have to go through all the lessons, you have to review them, you have to think about it, and only then you should start investing or trading in the markets. You are going to have questions, hopefully so. If you don't have questions, I consider that is a rather bad sign, and you should then practice. And by practicing, I'm not referring to a paper account, as most they advertise or they publish on the web that one should or could use a paper account. It's not by utilizing a paper account that you are going to learn how to invest in the markets. My objective when I created the basic training course was to save myself a lot of time, not to be repeating every day the same over and over, and by having those lessons there, you can refer to them, since we proved not only to work in IPOs, in the case of GoPro, I repeat, where I promised since the very first lesson that everyone joining the basic training course, they would become millionaires. That was the case. Since my predictions with regards to GoPro materialized, and I'm referring obviously to GoPro selling short the stock from $95 all the way down to single digits. When no one else in the world had that projection, I believe that GoPro was going to be very similar to a company in the past that everyone is aware of with other name today, Research in Motion, today BlackBerry, and I proved that GoPro in the end to be a very similar case. But in the basic training course, you are also going to find examples of other stock picks, very similar to the case of GoPro, explaining the best investment strategies, patterns, technical analysis for beginners, no need for complex indicators. You are going to see that everything it is logical, simple, and we invest in simplicity rather than complexity. So here at stockmarketlive.tv, we do precisely or probably the inverse of everyone else, and to teach you how to read the markets and the importance of the most important tools in the world, I'm referring to the live tape, the level 2, for those that they are more familiar with the markets, and the need to also learn about ETFs to understand what is going on within the entire sector, to be able to correlate the activity across different market sectors, and then to teach you how to define a plan, to define the risk before you assume a position, and to invest in planning before you trade. So our rules are a lot, like I said before, dedicated towards the process rather than the result. The result or the profit, it should be seen as a consequence of the methodology and never as end goal. And if you follow the methodology, you are going to be surprised since, well, everything that I said materialized. And so then I hopefully, that is my goal, that you are also able to do it by yourself. The most difficult, I can tell you, is to identify stock pivots. There are very few people in the world that are able to identify these patterns, these stock pivots in real time, changes of sentiment that can be perceived on the tape. But for that matter, we have other courses like the tape reading and so on. If then you decide to evolve, because there is no need for that matter in the end, since you also can decide to have that information from us in real time by subscribing to our service. That is precisely the objective. Instead of someone does not need to become a professional to invest in the markets, you can have all that information coming out from our algorithms in real time and delivered to you by several forms, or on live streaming, or using a collaborative tool as Yammer on your mobile device and so on. There are many forms that we have today to communicate in live, in real time with customers, including addressing their concerns. And therefore, this is important, that before you start investing in the markets, you invest in yourself, in your education, go step by step, because in our daily lives, in the end, it is basically the same. You don't go directly to the university before you have to enter primary school, then secondary school, and so on. Here, in the markets, it is the same. You are very lucky because in the end you have access to a proven methodology, and instead of wasting $1 million or more learning how to trade by investing a small amount, you have the opportunity to become familiar with this process. And the objective of live streaming thereafter, that you have access to as a subscriber to the basic training course or any other service here at stockmarketlive.tv, it is rather important, because then our goal is to explain to you through different lessons, trade alerts, the investment process, by following some of the leading companies in the world, by it be Apple, Amazon, or Caterpillar, and so on, since IPO, since the very beginning in many cases, until the very end, while you are a subscriber as an investor, and to explain the different nuances, many strategies that you have to go through, different market conditions, and therefore we offer you within the basic training course 1 year of live streaming trading, which you consider the minimum period of time that you have to have access to go through different market conditions, different kind of stocks, since stocks, they have different characteristics, and without that period, I think that is going to be quite frankly complicated for you to become a successful investor in the markets. And don't forget the objective, our methodology. In the end, our service here, it is consistency. The consistency, it is the single most important thing for a professional investor or trader in the markets. It does not matter if today I give you a trade alert and you are able to make $1 million within 1 month, if next month you lose $1 million. So consistency is the most important and the most difficult objective in the stock market. And if you refer to our history, our track record since inception, you are going to find out that there is no other company that can offer you similar service, and therefore with us you have the confidence at least to invest in the markets and to understand the game, what is going on. Since today to invest in the markets does not depend on price to earnings or fundamentals or technical indicators, and more important is to explain to people, to investors, how this works. But to understand it, how it works, you have to be here, you have to be willing to change your attitude and to be open, and therefore to commit yourself to this project. Otherwise, we also have other different type of service for you. You can hire a trader, you can have assisted trading, or other service that you don't need to be there before your screen, trading or investing in markets. And by the way, this service, basic trading course or any other, most of them are not for full-time traders or investors. You can be a part-time investor. For example, the case of Live Markets Premium, it is a perfect service, full program for part-time investors where you have access to many subjects helping you to manage your portfolio. So don't forget, finally, just to finalize, before you start using your account, I'm referring to your broker account, refer to the basic training course, those lessons, review them, think about it, and try to, in the end, the objective is to help you, just like riding a bicycle, that the process becomes natural. And that is the most obviously difficult, and it requires discipline, it requires a lot of practice, and it requires your acceptance and your willingness to be there and to watch things happen. This regardless of whether your convictions or beliefs, since the stock market, believe me, it does not care about you or me. My role is to read the markets in real time and to make these projections based on what is happening today and what can happen in the future, since the markets are always about the future and not exactly the present moment. All right? Thank you.